So day 4 is complete and I'm just back at the cabin, which is about 15 metres off the track. I've just put my feet through an ice bath, had a shower and then put my feet through the ice bath again and about to go to bed, hopefully for 3 hours sleep, given that I've had a total of 7 hours in the last 4 days. I really need a decent sleep. Problem is, every time I've tried to have a decent sleep, I've woken up by myself, and so I just started walking again. Anyway, first thing, thanks to people who have messaged me. I've read all the messages by social media and the ones that come through the race website. I just haven't been able to reply to any of them, but I appreciate it. It's great to know that people are following progress. So last 24 hours, 2 o'clock yesterday, finished day 3, tried to sleep for 2 hours, slept for 1 hour, then got out again, mucked around for a while. Oh, that's right, Sarah served me, I think it was yesterday, served me a 3-course meal after I woke up, before I went out. So I started with sliced apple, and then after having sliced apple, it was baby potatoes and salt, and then washed that down with yoghurt. And I think if you the French names feature those, it might sound like a posh, menu at a fancy restaurant. It's not really what you'd normally eat as your 3-course meal, I guess. Anyway, so I had to sleep, got out on the road, what would that have been, 4 o'clock perhaps, and then about 7ish, I just had a twinge in my knee, and so I came in and put some ibuprofen gel on it, and that seemed to, and I rested it for a little bit, and that seemed to be okay. And then 11 o'clock I had the same problem, and so that time I came in and put the ibuprofen gel on my knee, and also went and slept for 20 minutes, fell asleep straight away. And when I woke up, when the alarm went off, Sarah said that I snored the whole time. She said I should go and get a decent sleep because I hadn't had one yet. But everyone else behind me, pretty much the next 6 walkers, were all asleep, and I thought, no, I want to get out and make some mileage up. And I got out and I had 5 laps first, 1.1k a lap, where I was flying, relatively flying. I felt really good. And then after that, it was just going through the, walking fairly well through to about 3 a.m. and then I was going to come to bed again, but Eva came out and we walked a few laps, and eventually I came to bed for another 20 minutes at 5 o'clock. And then when I went out, I struggled the rest of the day, but because it gets so hot in the afternoon, my plan has always been finish at 2 at the end of each day. It's 2 o'clock when we started the race, and then have a sleep, do my admin on my feet and things like that, and then get back out once it's cool around whatever time I get out. And so we're going to do the same again. On day 4 I walked 101 kilometres, so I'm now on 456k with 2 days remaining. So I reckon there's a good chance of 650 or higher. I think that's, it is really painful. I mean, I basically walked for 21 hours of the last 24, your body just doesn't want to do it. Everything is sore. I've had to ice my feet, 2 ice baths haven't come in. My feet are red, they're a little bit blistered, but we can deal with that. We'll drain them after I wake up. But my feet, I don't know how many steps, I should look on Garmin, but I don't know how many steps I would have done, but by the end of the race I would have done 800,000, maybe close to 1 million steps, and the feet are just getting bruised and battered and really sore. And then the muscles just, it's so hard not to stop. But, every lap when we come past our little food table and the cabin, it's just off the track, it's so easy to just call in and stop and have a rest, and I've done it a couple times, but not that often. But it's just so much mental strength to keep going, and knowing that having done that for the last 24 hours, I've got to go and do it again. And then on the last day it should be easy because we know it's almost finished, and traditionally in these races I always have a good last day because mentally I'm much better. But it's so hard and hot. It's 28-30 degrees at the moment. It's yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't do it. And last night, I was making up when the other walkers came back onto the track after their overnight sleeps. I had built my lead up from 5 kilometres when I woke up, and when I headed back out on the road at about 4 o'clock yesterday, I had a 5k lead. I built it up to 32k, and when I stopped 2 o'clock today, my lead was 29. So in theory, I shouldn't lose this race now. The only way I'll lose is if I get an injury and have to put a complete stop on it. But I'm walking marginally slower than the guy in second place, but he's taking a longer rest. Yeah, it's probably been a long video, but that's basically where it's at. I will record another one tomorrow, and then final day, hopefully get a decent result and it's all been worthwhile. I'll talk to you all later. Thanks.